And now, are we live? Wow, we're live. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How you are all doing?
Doing
I
pretty good.
see. I see Bernard Fields in the chat, and also Shin Ryu in the chat. Hey guys, how you doing? Hope
Uh,
you guys are doing great. And Action Movie Kids, Hashi, hello.
Woo-hoo!
And GS Sync, Mr. P, hello guys. Thank you for joining us today. And Aleph, hey, hello to you back. Glad to have you here in the live stream. And today I am accompanied by my best friends here, Chad and Alex. And we are going to talk a little bit. We are going to talk about some fun stuff today, but I'll keep that for later on. And Alex, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I just want to say hello to everybody. Hi, Jimmy. Hi, Hashi. Hi, everybody else. And I just want to shout out to our team right here.
Right here.
Right here. Don't forget to grab our Maxon Studio and try it out. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited.
People are filling in the chat, and I'm really happy to see this, and I'm really hyped up. And Chad, how you doing, man? It's been like forever since we've met.
Good, brother. Yeah, it's been
spoiler
couple
alert.
weeks.
It's like a couple of weeks ago. How you doing? All good?
Good, man. I've been addicted
Awesome.
to tacos since the last time I've seen you. So
Oh yeah. Spoiler alert. That was my first time, taco experience.
yeah, I just
Right.
gave Max his first taco in his
Ever.
life. That was great.
All right.
So
Beautiful experience.
I want to point out to you guys, in the chat, if you go to the chat, there will be a link that looks something like that. And let me share my screen. Hang on. Share screen, the entire screen. Okay. Now I hope you can see my screen. And if you click that links in the chat, it will lead you to this nice landing page, right? It's a collections of the important links that you will want to click. And the first link here, if you click go to events, you'll see that you will be redirected to Maxon events. So if you want to check out what's happening next, today we'll have like the Red Giant stream, and if you see what happened next, like after this, there will be another stream with Rodolfo talking about the new features in Zebras. So you can use that link to see our event page, or you can also get your free T-shirt. By the way, so if we press open in a new tab, you'll be redirected to the shop, but you will not be signed into the shop right away because you will need a secret code. And the secret code for today will be shown as a ticker right below your screen, right? So use this code to enter the shop, and you can get one of this merchandise for free. And also, there is also our YouTube channel, Maxon Training Team YouTube channel for sure, if you want to catch up with the recording. So if you, for example, miss any Maxon live streams or webinars or anything, it will be uploaded to Maxon Training Team. So if you want to rewatch it, catch up with that, it will be shown in the Maxon Training Team. So that's it for me today. So I won't be taking too much time for you. But what I want to say is that under the video descriptions, right? If you go to the video descriptions in YouTube, you'll see another amazing links that contain all the scenes that you can download for today. I mean, Alex will walk us through the amazing stuff that he will be showing today. And if you're curious and if you want to play around, you can download them. It will be available in the description. So if you click the description, you'll be able to download the project files and play along, right? So that's the housekeeping from my side. And I think I talked too much already. Alex, first, I want to congratulate you and the team for the 100th Universe plugin. It is such a nice achievement. Man, 100 is like, imagine. That's a lot of numbers. And I think last couple of weeks, we have a launch. We have a new launch. And for our subscribers, for our beloved subscribers, our community, our friends, and would you mind to break down those features, those nice updates for us?
Definitely. Definitely. So, welcome everybody once again. And before we go to the fun 6 new plugins that Max was hinting at, I want to start first with a very small but extremely awesome update to Maxon Studio. And it's basically the ability to replace your footage directly in the panel. And we also have updated about 100 capsules to better support this new feature and so on. And the way it works is pretty simple. So in the past, you'll come to Maxon Studio, you'll apply a capsule, and usually you'll get like this add your media type of capsules where, you can input your own capsules, your own footage to update the capsule and kind of like make it yours and so on. And usually, you had to like go inside here and then find the placeholder, and then inside the placeholder, leave your own media and that type of stuff. And some of those capsules are very complex. They are made by Candy Mustache, which is a very well-known and awesome template vendor. And some of them are very complex to dig through. So with this new update, you are going to see a new type of parameter. It's called footage replacement.
Bravo.
And the way it works, it's completely up to you. So, if you had something, let's say, in the project, let's say this footage right here. Let me make this studio smaller, which, by the way, I love that it's absolutely responsive. You can drag and drop it, just right in the parameter, and then kaboom, your entire thing, it's updated. And the cool part of this feature is that it retains everything you had. If you had animation, keyframes, whatever that layer had, it retains all of that and automatically presses everything. And that's one way you can do that. You can undo and also reset the capsule. Always, it will go back to this default state. So we took care of that as well. Another way is to drag and drop it from the timeline. So if I had this footage here, drag and drop from the timeline, then kaboom. It updated everything. You can click on the parameter and then open, let's say, your Finder. And I don't know, let's put this thing here and then done. That's another way you can replace it. And then the last way you can replace this is just, open your Finder and, I don't know, select your clips and drag and drop it directly. That's it. It's that simple. It's up to you from where you want to drag and drop them to the new parameter. We try to make it as easy as possible for you to replace the footage for those capsules.
Doesn't get any simpler than this, right?
Hopefully.
No. It's also really incredible. Like you mentioned that you updated over 100 capsules. Like that's not a small thing. So it's not like, oh, this is a new feature going forward, but you also went back retroactively to the capsules that have been created and added this feature to over 100 capsules. So yeah,
yep.
So helpful indeed.
Definitely.
you.
And which also shipped in October. We shipped about 50 new capsules, and there's something bigger coming in December, and we're very excited to update the backlogs of capsules. But that's for the
Something more
future.
exciting is coming. Okay.
Yes,
So stay tuned,
definitely.
guys.
Definitely stay tuned for Maxon Studio. So yeah, that's everything we had for Maxon Studio in terms of updates and
Amazing.
capsules and everything. And let's talk about Universe and Red Giant 2025. That's your update. So in the beginning of the year, we shipped 2 beautiful plugins, Bokeh and Bokeh Transition. And that kind of left the Universe as a product somewhere about 99 plugins in total. And we really wanted to celebrate the 100 plugin for our users. And we also wanted to look more towards like also the overall Red Giant users. So what's better way to celebrate 100 plugin with 1 extra plugin more than making 6 more plugins? So now we are at 105 plugins for Universe. That's basically our thank you to you for using Universe, for using Red Giant. We appreciate you, and yeah, let's get into it. We basically try to provide solution for stylizing, but also generating and provide a little bit of utility when it comes to pixel art and pixelization and styling these retro gamey looks that you may see, or maybe you just want your footage to look like a very like a very low quantization GIF. I don't know. Maybe you like that. Maybe you just want to look like a GIF all of a sudden. So we focus on pixel art and pixelization and pixel dithering. And there's basically 2 main methods to create dithering. I'm not going to bore anybody with the theory, but it's basically the first one. It's error diffuse, which I'm going to apply right now. It's called error diffuse dither, which, by the way, if you type the word dither, you're going to find all of them 5 out of 6. And the way error diffuse dither works is basically it is looking at the color quantization at the neighboring pixel. It's a feedback process type of method, and it has several algorithms that comes with it. And you can find.
Hey, Alex.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Can we talk maybe about like what dithering is for people who maybe are like me and don't know all the technical terms for things all the time, but like just like a sentence about like what dithering means, because like you've been responsible for this, you brought this to Universe, you know all this stuff and the algorithms like the back of your hand, but some people might not be familiar with like what that term means.
Actually, I have a better idea. How about you let us know, because you just made a very wonderful tutorial that everybody should check it out. It is on Maxon Training YouTube channel and also on the Red Giant channel, YouTube channel. I also believe it's on Cineversity, so please check it out from Chad.
It's in Cineversity. Yeah.
He put a lot of effort, a lot of care and love. So why you not helping me here, Chad?
Stop. No, basically, I mean, dithering is like this old thing that as the digital age was coming about, and we had to try to like reproduce gradients and things like that. There wasn't enough data. We couldn't reproduce things smoothly, and still to this day, that's still like a really hard thing to do, to recreate like all of the colors that we could see with our eyes, recreate that smoothly on a screen with pixels. And so to approximate that, when we didn't have as many colors, we would use dithering, which is basically kind of like a pattern that allows us to use less colors and kind of trick the eye into creating to seeing more colors than are actually there, more smoothness of colors. And so there's a lot of different like algorithms and like ways to do that. And so it creates these kind of cool, like, vintagey looks and things like that, as we'll see. But yeah, that's basically what dithering is. And it's in audio, it's in video, just like a way to approximate a lack of information. Yeah.
And normally it is an image processing that is happening between like the process of creations and post-productions that you cannot touch because it is already baked into the image. But now suddenly you can do your magic with
Yeah.
all these 6 plugins.
You guys did a perfect job. Awesome. So please check out Chad's tutorial. He did an amazing job too. But yeah, so error diffuse basically, deals with the it basically deals the residuals to the neighboring pixels and so on. And for this method, we have provide the algorithms that error diffuse has to provide. The class is Sierra or Sierra Light, the Atkinson, Stuckey, Jarvis, Floyd Steinberg, and so on. So you'll be able to like choose your algorithm when it comes to error diffuse. You can definitely change the jitter size. Basically, this will change the resolution of your footage and downscales it. If I set it to none, this means that the algorithm runs at the resolution of your footage. Currently, it's 1080p. But you can downscale it, all the way to like half, quarter, all the way to 1 to 16. So if you want something that is very, very pixelated, then it's up to you what type of look you want to create. I'm gonna leave this one like this because it looks fun.
Those are all so cool.
And then you'll get access to jitter bias, which basically this controls how much of your pixels are closer to white or black. So if you go all the way to 100, they are closer to white. If you go all the way to 0, they are closer to black as a value. And from here, you're going to see like this controls all over. Some of those plugins may get additional things or remove stuff based on their need, but this portion of the controls are basically very similar in terms of user experience to all of them 5. So color is very important when it comes to working with pixel art, pixelization, pixel dithering, and so on. And by default, you get access to posterization. And you can control it from level 1 all the way down to the original image size. And as you can see, we keep the jitter bias that you have initially applied together with the jitter size. So it's up to you how you want to play with the posterization. Let's do it that way. That looks like a fun game, kind of like Doom 2 vibes. And then you get access to B color, which basically this is your standard 2-color palette option. So I'm going to make something very ugly here, and so on. Then you have access to 3-color. So now you have access to 3 colors to determine exactly how, the look you want to have, and so on. And we know for After Effects users that are very comfortable with the host. You can probably achieve these things very easily. We mainly added for NLE users, for video editors that they live in Premiere Pro, DaVinci, Avid, and so on, where we wanted to simplify their color choice directly in the plugin. But a very powerful feature that we had to add is called Polybrowser. So you have this option here, and the moment you click on it, for the first time, the Polybrowser opens, and you get here an import button. It works similar to all of our asset browsers across Red Giant products and Universe products. And the way it works is basically looking at the footage, and then based on the data the color swatch you have imported has, it is increasing or decreasing the colors based on it. And we support all the formats, including ACE, which is the Adobe standard, is their color swatch file format. So you can go to backlogs of color palettes, free color palettes to download, like lowspec.com, or what's the one from Adobe? I forgot the name.
Cooler. It used to be Cooler.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So any file format, any library you choose, you can directly import it in here. And I only have one monitor, so I'm not going to go on the web because I'm going to trip everybody. But I have early imported this color palette, which is basically just a 2-bit color palette. So, the moment I apply it, you can see now my footage changes. And again, the jitter bias basically moves my pixels in one way or another. based on the color palette now. So we have shipped a bunch of presets here for you to like get fast some of the traditional looks. Maybe you want to have that Apple II look. So now that kind of looks like the Apple II. Or, you know, maybe you want to look like a Game Boy Pocket. So that looks like a Game Boy Pocket. So we have shipped some presets here for you. But feel free to import your own ones and manage your own ones based on your liking. And actually, I'm gonna need to apply something with more colors. Let's do Commodore 64. And again, from here you get the ability to split your pixels per RGB. You'll be able to hue offset the color palette. So maybe, you know, maybe you really like the way you have your colors distributed here, but maybe you just want a different hue of it. You have access to brightness of the footage. And two very important controls when it comes to color, working with color palettes is the pre-saturation, which means you'll be able to control the saturation before dithering, which is extremely useful, or post-saturation, which allows you to increase the saturation after dithering. So if this looks a little bit too washed up, you just want that extra punch, then you just increase the post-saturation. So yeah, that's Error Diffuse. There's one plugin with all the algorithms. And now we can go towards the other method of dithering, which is called ordered. Is that my microphone or somebody else?
No,
Sure,
all good.
Okay, because I'm hearing some buzzes, so I'm not sure who it is. Anyway, so ordered dither. This one works differently as a method. It works basically on a fixed pattern. It basically looks at the pixels, and then it's trying to dither based on a fixed pattern. And I'm actually going to start with something I assume everybody's familiar with, which is called the Bayer algorithm. So you do get ordered dither as a standalone, but we have split some algorithms as standalones, and I'll explain that a bit later. What you have access to here is basically Bayer, Voight cluster, and random. And let's talk about Bayer first. Let me actually start with the palette browser this time. I don't know what you guys want to do. Let's do a grayscale. And I'm going to downscale my footage here. Let's say 1 to 4, so we can better see these pixels. But you can see here, if I increase my dither intensity, the pattern that I'm seeing, it's basically fixed. It basically is trying to create like this dots and X's and pluses and so on. And then again, you can control the dither bias. So I'm pushing those pixels more towards the white values right now. And again, based on your dither size, you'll be able to see them bigger or smaller. And again, you get the same color palette customization, same color correction customization. But here's the fun part. There are some options there on the market currently that allows you to create pixel dither, and most of them, they do this default Bayer that you see everywhere. But majority of them, or like majority of the effects that users are able to create, they come basically on set matrices. So you have like the standard, 2x8 Bayer or 4x4 Bayer, 8x8 Bayer, and so on. The fun part is that you actually can combine. So you can do funky stuff like, let's say, X3 and then Y7. So this is not something you traditionally can do, but we have provided an option that now you can create funky stuff like this. Obviously, you can do your traditional ones like 2x2 or 2x8 or 8x8. I think everybody knows this look, especially when you work with GIFs on the internet and so on. And this is a very fun way to basically bring some variety to your fixed pattern. The next algorithm, it's a Voight cluster. and you get some options like filter scale. So you'll be able to scale this one. I think we can see better if we set it to half. So as you can see, the more I am increasing it, the more I'm getting this stippling effect. You'll be able to control the filter ratio. So if you want something more, horizontal or vertical looking, then you can do that. You can create your lines. If not, they'll be like stippling by default, and also filter rotation. So you can rotate it and animate it and have fun and so on.
Alex,
yes,
we have a request from Geert van Shoot. Sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, buddy. But can you keep the footage playing just to showcase how the effect looks when we're playing back the footage?
Sorry, I'm not understanding.
That's a good question. Just play the footage back, so we can see it, like what it looks like with the dithering playing back on live footage.
Oh, sure. Sorry, I misunderstood. So let me go. We had buyer first time, right?
Yeah.
So as you can see, that's buyer, and we have voiding cluster next. Let me do it this way. And that's voiding cluster. And do you guys want to see error diffuse 2 on playback?
I think later when you are revealing your project, that would be nice. Yeah.
Okay. And the last algorithm is random with the ability to activate soft noise. And you can scale the noise all the way down and animate your SID and so on. And yeah, Order Jitter has more algorithms, and we have split some of them as a standalones, mainly because we wanted video editors and compositors to get fast to the outcomes. And one of them that I assume a lot of you are very familiar is Threshold Jitter. So, you can create your own threshold now. And this one is a little bit more beefy than the traditional thresholds some of you may be familiar with. You get the same option when it comes to threshold type. So if you want to work with luminance, then you can do that. If you want to work based on saturation, you can do that. Alpha, if you have any transparency masks, or I don't know, maybe you key out the color and so on. I'm going to keep it in RGB here. But you do get access to downscaling your footage. So if I want to do this kind of threshold, then I can do that too. Or you get access to posterization levels, which is pretty neat to work with both thresholding and posterization at the same time, and control both within one calculation, basically. And you get your typical invert threshold, and also blend with original if you want that. So threshold is also an algorithm part of the order method. And the one that I'm very excited about, and I'm a very big fan of this style, it is halftone jitter. This is also an ordered algorithm, and have provided a few fun options. I'm going to start with monitor first. And as you can see, if I zoom in here, this is your traditional split pixel by RGB, giving you that monitor feel and look. The jitter size works a bit differently this time for halftone. You no longer basically downscale your footage. You basically increase the size of those pixels. So if I do that, you can see that my halftone pixels are increasing. RGB split also works differently. Right now, it's splitting the pixels by red, green, and blue. But if I disable it, it is black and white, because that's what you will expect. And this is your, I don't know, traditional halftone look. I'm going to enable it. Again, the same color correction options and so on. And for monitor, you get access to 2 more customization to increase the pixels individually for X and Y. So then you can really create like super funny, like, I don't know, radio waves like this, like sound waves, I don't know, type of look. And you can do it on the Y too. Look at that. That's that's a pretty neat way and fun way to use this to use this effect outside the its own purpose, which I really like. I like when plugins allow me to explore and discover other use cases. It kind of like inspire me to create other things outside the traditional stuff that they're supposed to be. And yeah, that's monitor. The next one is called printer. This is the CMYK halftone effect. A lot of Photoshop users may already feel very familiar when it comes to this, because basically it works the same. It is the same print algorithm, and again, jitter size increases the size of the pixels, and RGB split brings everything to black and white, and you get access to rotation when it comes to the printer, so you can get to, like, I don't know, maybe you want something more vertical looking, or maybe you want something more horizontal looking, then you can do that. But you can also increase the spacing. So if I want my jitter size to be exactly the same, but I want more space between my pixels, then I can do that. Or if I want less space between my pixels while keeping the same jitter size, then I can do that as well. And yeah, from here it's up to you how you want to customize and create your own halftone effect. And the last algorithm is called LED. And it's basically trying to do exactly what it says, trying to mimic that LED screen type of look. So jitter size works the same like monitor and printer. RGB split, however, it doesn't. So my pixels maintain their color. We just don't split it by red, green, and blue when it comes to it. And you can, if I disable that, as you can see, everything is like circular uniform. But you can actually increase the LED scale, which basically increases the size of those pixels while they each bleed into each other. And when you do that, brightness basically increases on your screen. So if I do this for us to see better and I increase the LED scale, you can see they start bleeding into each other's. Therefore, I'm gaining brightness. And if I bring it down, you can create very, very funny, very awesome stylizing effects with it. If you want, of course, you can bring back the RGB split and still control them that way. You can also control them individually, similar to monitors. So if you want to create those waveforms, sound wave, I don't know, call them whatever you want, type of looks, or maybe you just want some bokeh looking like grid, then you can do that. So yeah, that's the halftone jitter effect. And we have one more. We wanted to provide power. So we wanted to also cover the use case of, the people that are looking to actually generate their own jitter effect. And we have done something very, I would say, unorthodox. Obviously, if you want to use an error diffuse method and then slap on top of it an order method, you can do that. I think it's awesome. But what if you could combine both of them and then generate your own jittering for your own projects? And that's basically what we did. We basically created custom jitter for users that are looking to basically just do that, just generate their own jitter and save them and combine order with error diffuse. And a lot of it works similarly to the other plugins. So, you get the same jitter size and the same intensity and the same color options. Let's do Game Boy Pocket. And the same color correction options. What you're going to get here, one more option is called preview jitter. So when you click on it, you can see starting your noise. You can see starting to see your noise. Right now, I'm only using Bayern, which is basically like 100% of it. But, you can add your soft noise. You can add your hard noise. You can change the seed. You can bring the scale down. And this button here will help you preview whatever you're currently generating in terms of datum pattern. If you disable that, then you see back your footage, and you get access to stippling settings and so on. Actually, if I bring this up, you can start seeing the circular stippling effect. And you can really have fun. You can basically just combine these two methods in a very unorthodox way and have fun with a lot more power in terms of customization. And maybe you can offset specifically just the noise and animate that and that kind of thing. And yeah, this is Custom Dither.
So this is Custom Dither, the tool for our power users who wants the full flexibility and extra controls. Yeah.
Yep. And for our last effect, we basically look at the palette browser that every single Dither effect except Halfon has. And we're like, hey, what if I just want to do that as a utility effect? What if I just want to basically apply a palette? Maybe I just want to unify the brand look of my current client. Maybe I just want to unify my current composition in terms of colors. Whatever the reasons may be, then you can apply palettes as a standalone, and all of them, they are connected. You need to use only one of them. It doesn't matter if it's from the Dither plugin or the standalone. You import your own things. You're going to see the same data everywhere. And yeah, you can now apply palettes as a standalone. You get a little bit of flexibility here when it comes to Dither bias, brightness, saturation, and so on, or blend with original and blend modes. But we really wanted to give you the opportunity of working with the utility effects when coming to just doing palettes and color swatches.
Very nice. So if one user have their favorite palette, I think they can just import the one that they have, put it into the palette browsers, and start from there, right? I think this is the stuff that we normally encounter when playing with multitone. We wish oh man, I wish I have my own palette. Yeah, cool.
But this one it's on steroids because you can you can have palettes that are only 4-bit, and some palettes they have 260 or so there's a lot more you can do here.
Very nice. So I think right next after this, Alex will be showing you how you can use those plugins for a creative use, because apart from being a PM, a product manager at Maxon to develop products for our Regiant users, Alex is also a very talented compositor. He's a award-winning compositor, and I mean, I've been very lucky to sit in the same office with Alex. So sometimes picking from his shoulder, I can see his working is watching, sitting on the shoulder of a giant, and it's looking at artists working. It's suddenly you have all these inspirations. And I hope this today, Alex will be able to share some of his, thought and his art. And he is also very kind and provide all this scenes that he will show us today as a downloadable project files. So if you go to the descriptions of this video, and you'll be able to see that there is one link that will lead you to this amazing project files that you can use right away in your host app, be it in After Effects or in Fusion. Right, Alex? Back to you, man.
You shower me like Chad used to shower me, and now I'm ready to disappoint. I see you guys spend a lot of time together. I can tell
what do you mean used to showering? I still shower you.
I didn't mean that way. Correction.
I never stopped.
Real. I appreciate it. I'm flattered. It's not true what they said though, but I appreciate it. So yeah, we wanted to continue celebrating this release with everybody, and holidays coming soon and Christmas coming soon, so we wanted to offer you more. So we set up some project files here. Unfortunately, I believe we only have one After Effects project file to share with you, and the rest of them are in DaVinci Resolve and Fusion. But I really, my goal here was not to give you this finished product. It was mostly hey, this are other ways you can use these Dithar plugins, because I'm a true believer that the Red Giant plugins, like individually, they're like very good at something, but the magic really happens at the sum of them, right? So when you bring them all together and bring all of these parts pieces together, then you can actually create magic. And here's one example where I use the Dithar plugins to basically create this tracer. And the highlights are basically using the halftone. The stroke is using basically order Dithar. You can basically go back to the main composition, and this is basically the main text. If you want to introduce your own text, I'll give you guys a demo real quick. It's basically you're going to have to create your own text. Let's say inspire.
Yes.
Let me make that smaller. Okay. And from here, After Effects has like this feature called auto trace, which it is required for your text for this composition to work. So you just click on it, and then you press OK, and it automatically basically creates this solid out of your text with individual letters masked. And I used basically the 3D stroke from Red Giant, and all you have to do is basically just copy these two effects here, go back to frame 0, and paste it on top of your text. And now you can see that text has the stroke using the 3D stroke here from Red Giant. And then when you go back to the main comp, you can see everything is updated. So if you want to use your own text, that's basically the steps you want to do. Or if you want to import your own logo, like here I have my Maxon logo. Again, same concept, copy paste the effects. And then when you go back, now you can use the tracer effect also on top of your logo. And it's a pretty basic effect overall. Basically, I have an overline and underline when it comes here. And I use the CC ball action to play a little bit with the displace feature here. I wanted them to be...
You mean the CC ball action?
Yeah, I wish I had Hashi and set up. By the way, go watch VFX and Chill. Awesome show. They're freaking awesome. Yeah, I used the order Dithar basically to create my pixelization here. And then into the main comp, I basically just duplicate that, and I make sure that my highlights are getting basically half tone. So that's basically without highlights, that's with highlights. And yeah, have fun with it. I hope this inspires you to use those Dithar plugins in different ways and, combine stuff, and in general, just have fun. So that was for After Effects users. Now for DaVinci users. I was extremely lucky, and I got to travel to Canada to meet some of my colleagues there. And I flew to Toronto, which, from Germany to Toronto is pretty long to fly. It's about like 9 hours, I believe. And I got bored. So I really wanted to try out Fusion. I know Max here, it's a big fan of DaVinci. He's a great trainer also when it comes to that. So I was very lucky to just, hey man, give me the tips and tricks for somebody that, composites in After Effects. And he was able to help me with some tips and tricks. And yeah, you'll basically get additional 6 Fusion templates. And one of them is basically, I was trying to like form this Into the Spider-Verse look main title. I believe I can just press Command F, right, Mr. Trainer? Does that work? Is that full screen, Max?
That is full screen, or you can also press P.
Awesome. We do Command F.
Yeah.
So that's basically Into the Spider-Verse type look that was going on for here. And the next one is basically the standalone text, which this one was very fun to play with. It's basically, it's a 3D normal text, but in comes for the bevels, I was able to shade it with halftone Dithar using Printer, and I'll showcase to you how to control these lines. this is a dither hexagon transition for your video. Some particles using dithering, and you get also this new game type title, and a film burn light leak combination of a transition for your video. And I try to set it up with the best of my ability. So in the folder, you'll find all of these templates, and you're just gonna have to like click on one of them and start basically messing up with the controls that I have exposed for those templates. So you can directly import the Poly browser, and now it looks like Game Boy Pocket, or I don't know, let's do VGA 2-bit, and that's VGA 2-bit now, right? It's basically using the dither plugins in the background, and again, just have fun with those controls. Basically, make it yours, customize it to based on your liking, and so on. Unfortunately, I didn't find a way to link all the 3D text together to be changed by only one text box. I'm still discovering, I'm still learning. So I'm sorry you have to update for this specific template a bunch of times. But let's do that right now. Let's say Max in chat. And you just have to like basically update them for every single entry. And it should retain, all the effects that comes with and so on. And yeah, it's up to you how you want to customize it. To show you how it was done, if you're interested, if I go here to my Fusion comp, basically, let me zoom out a little bit here and zoom back in. So we basically have like this 3D text, as I mentioned, and it was set up with a bevel that has halftone dither at the base when it comes to the shading. And if I go here to my halftone dither, this is basically my current shader, and go back to the text. If I change this dither size here, you can see my lines. My lines also change on the bevel, and you can play with, I don't know, spacing, LED scale, that kind of stuff. See, like that controls basically my lines. And yeah, that's basically at the base of those lines. And for the dots, again, it's basically just halftone dither with the Luma key. This is basically the base setup. It's basically a fractal background from Universe, dithering it to like basically be animated, some color correction, and then you get this fun particles. And from here, it's just playing with things. I wanted to get like this bubbles, especially for the frame. Like if I go here ahead of my playback, see, you can see like this bubbles that comes from the frame. And that's basically this this setup right here. As you can see on my left screen, it's basically just a simple background frame that uses halftone to basically animate the size and the spacing to eventually bubble up all the way to take over my screen, which looks basically similar to the Spot, right? That's his name, Spot.
Yeah, Spot.
Yeah. So that was the logic behind that. And then I needed the text to basically also get this halftone dots as a shader, but on top of my lines. So I just basically duplicate the thing and just change the shader from a glass to be fully driven by halftone printer. And yeah, basically from here, I bubble them up and continue bubbling them up in different sizes and creating this transition here and creating my background. That's basically a background right there. I have not given you guys this background. I didn't thought it's fun or useful to you. But if anybody watches this video and you want that background as well, then I can also give it to you.
reach out to us. You can write an email or a comment in the YouTube, and we'll reach out to you. Right?
Correct. For the next one, this is a simple title. Trying to like make something like gamey, like gamified, and so on. And again, you can type your own text and change things here based on your liking. Those are basically the controls I exposed for you. Can maybe, I don't know, let's do this if that looks like fun. And you'll also be able to change the background. Let me do that so we can see better. So it's basically on it's based on texturized motion, complying with one other tool of ours, print displacement. So if I were to change here the texture, as you can see, my background texture also changes. Currently, that's based on the marker, and you can get to play with the texture to basically control how much of that background you want, or maybe the size of it, and so on. Maybe you want to invert it. So now that's inverted. And again, based on data, based on trying to like create this game-like titles. Actually, if I do the dita size, like, okay, that looks very outdated. So up to you how you want to mess these things around. For the transition, this one, it's actually not based on the dita plugins. I was just looking to provide to everybody a way to transition between those things that maybe can be used for other purposes, other videos you may have in mind. And you know, it's your traditional film light lake transition. We actually have a plugin for this. It's called Retrograde or Retrograde Transition, and you're gonna have a lot more power, a lot more customization when it comes to creating this effect. But yeah, just playing with Fusion, try to reproduce it and provide you this kind of look. And you'll be able to like control some of the things here that I've created, like let's say brightness, contrast. Maybe you want a different angle. Maybe you want to change from where the Sith is coming. Maybe the hue, the saturation. Maybe you want more power. But also control the grain size and the grain spacing. And if you're really lazy like me, because, you know, as a compositor, I love to be lazy, then you get two buttons to automatically flip things around so you don't have to use transforms. So that's basically the transition. And yeah, if you want just the text, we also have just the text available for you.
So that's really nice, and everything is in the description of this video, so you can just simply download it and play around with it. And I think what's nice is that, Alex, people can like really use these effects and stack them to however they want it, and they will get a different results, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's up to you again how you want to play with these things. And this one also got templatized for you to just, I don't know, change your text to whatever you want and play with the controls that I've exposed. And you'll be able to control the bevel directly here. You know, again, it's based on the halftone dita, and play with things however you want and combine stuff and so on. For the transition, again, based on pixel dita. This one is basically your typical, you know, A to B or just to A transition. And as you can see here, if you have your basically your dithering happening while these hexagons fade away, and you can increase the pixel frequency or lower it. You can control the dita size when it comes to this. So if you want something more, I don't know, retro vibe, you can do that. the data bias. So if you want them to be closer to the white values, you can do that, or basically closer to black, it will start eating away. You can directly click on the poly browser and change directly the look of it. And you can even change the matrices here. Let me do something so we can see it better. All right. So it's basically on the custom editor. So I can change directly the Bayer here, the Bayer filter, and your traditional zoom, rotate, position, and that kind of controls.
Very nice and very generous of you, Alex. But will you show us how people can download it and upload it to their DaVinci Resolve?
Sure. I'll show you in a second, but I think you're a better trainer than me because I learned it from you. So I'll do it. I'll do it. It's my testimony that I learned. So for the last effect, it's basically this jitter-based particles, and you get access to rotation, which they rotate from the center, which I don't know, maybe you want to create like this galaxy size, and you have like the jitter size, or let's make more of them. There you go. Maybe you just want them black and white, or you want them split. Maybe you want less or more spacing, up to you how you want to do these things. And you can create fun stuff when it comes to...
That's perfect. It's like you can fake the particles,
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So Alex, could you walk through that process again? So you create, this is a brilliant idea to create a particle system out of dither. I think that's so creative. It's genius. So like you created a fractal background and then used ordered dither on the fractal background.
Correct.
Added a lot of spacing, and then you keyed out the black around it to create this kind of like fake particles.
Correct. So I just needed
So
some
brilliant.
sort of I just did some sort of a texture, and the universe is great at basically giving you an animated texture immediately. And I don't need no keyframes. I don't need no like heavy stuff, and I really needed just like very extreme 2 types of colors. So then when I apply data, then I'm getting to play with basically this kind of setup where I'm getting a lot of white space, but also the main parts they're getting basically data. So that's why I was using the extreme colors. And from here, if you play with this customization when it comes to rotating and spacing, you get to get them moving. And then it's just a matter of inverting the color, a luma keyer, and a color corrector to gain back some of those colors. And now I just have some fast particles that I can put on top of my 3D text here, and fly around and fly through text and so on and so forth. So
so cool.
That was basically the idea behind it. Again, if I can be lazy as a compositor, I will. So 10 out of 10 times I will do it. So
it's brilliant.
So cool. Yeah.
Cool. So let's apply one of those templates for people to know where to find them and how to find them. So if you're in the edit page in DaVinci, this is what I like to do. It's up to you how you want to do it, if you want to go directly to Fusion or not. But I prefer to create a new Fusion composition. You give it the traditional naming, frame rate, up to you, your settings and so on, duration. And once you do that, you're going to have it accessible in your media pool, and you can open it. And I believe we will provide you the paths, but you can also just Google it, like where to paste Fusion macros or Fusion templates, and you can find on Google directly the paths. But we will provide you the paths as well. And then all you have to do is basically search them by name. So if I type here, let's say Glitchverse typography, again, if they're in the right folder, you're going to find them here. Then you can just add it. And all you have to do is connect it to a media out, and you can start seeing it in your viewport. And when you click on the node itself, you're going to get all the controls that are exposed. And that's how it works for every single one of them. So again, it's a shift space for me. I assume it's the same for Windows. And if I type for, I don't know, let's say new game main title, and I connect it to my media out, you can see I have here all the controls and everything to start playing with. You can also, I know you mentioned this last time, Max.
Okay, I can walk you through that. So if you open the effects, if you click the effects, so if you click template, so if you download the project files, guys, and it will be like a .settings type of files. So Alex, if you right click on the templates, it will give you a show folder. So that's like the easiest one. So you can just download this .settings files and then just paste it here in this path. And you need to restart Resolve, for example, if you have Resolve running. And the next time you restart it, the next time you start it, it will be there in your templates, and you can search for it.
Exactly.
Cool.
Thank you very much, Max. He's the best DaVinci trainer I know. So,
come on.
Hey.
I'll take it.
Hey. And again, you can.
Oh, Sharon is in the chats. Hey, Sharon. Hello.
And again, you can start playing with them and like put them together and, combine the transition maybe with your next clip. And, you can transition from this game title to your next clip, and you can apply jitter to it so you can maintain that look and have fun with it, create, and hopefully we got to inspire you to keep going in your creative journey.
Absolutely. And that's a very nice one. And yeah, thank you for sharing all this amazing project files with us, Alex. And yeah, you guys can download it in the descriptions of the video. Right. I think we are hitting 1 hour mark. Is there any famous last word that you want to say, Alex?
Can you switch the screens?
I'll switch the screen.
Thank you. Yeah. Again, thank you all for being.
And by the way, if you guys have any questions or if you guys want to reach out to us, feel free to do so. We're always happy if you're reaching out to us. And if you have any questions, feel free to scan the QR code that you're seeing in your screen, and we'll be getting back to you as soon as possible. And if you want
do we want to mention the Red Giant installer unified?
Sure.
Want to talk about that just for a second? It's a quick thing, but just
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So we look at the user experience when it comes to install Red Giant, and we really want to embrace more the idea of providing one product and basically remove as much friction as possible from your journey of, grabbing all of these amazing tools, which there are many. There are a lot of them. Red Giant has a lot of solutions for you. And we basically unified all the suites under one installer. And now with the power of one click, you get to install the entire Red Giant, including Universe, and get you ready for your creative journey right away, instead of having to wait of installer after installer after installer.
So that's really a quality of life improvement there. So instead of like installing plenty of different plugins, you just install once and you get everything. All good.
Sorry to interrupt you, Max. I just wanted to mention that really quick.
That's okay. That's totally fine. Where was I?
Sorry.
No worry.
Emailing us with questions.
Exactly. Emails. Right. So if you guys want to reach out to us, simply write your email to training@maxon.net. Or if you want to say hi to Alex, also just simply write there and I'll forward it to Alex.
Definitely.
Yeah. And again, don't forget to click this link in the chat. If you go scroll up, you'll be able to see this in the chat, and it will give you this nice landing page. And if you want to check out the recording, for example, for this one, you can just click Training Team on YouTube, and it will lead you to our YouTube page. So if you want to catch up with the recordings, and for example, if you want to download the project files that you haven't downloaded, it's in the descriptions, by the way. So you can use that link, go to our YouTube channel, and download the project files. And also, don't forget to get your T-shirt. Use the Get Your T-shirt button to redirect you to this shop, and you'll be able to get one of this T-shirt for free. But make sure you use the code, the beautiful textures, right? The one that is rolling down there. And yeah, and if you want to check the upcoming events, you can go to Maxon Events, maxon.net/events, and you'll see that there are plenty of the upcoming live stream waiting for you. Like for instance, in 1 hour, if you want to, feel free to tune in the same channel to see what's new in ZBrush. Our beloved Rodolfo will walk you through that. Right. So let me check the chat for one last time, making sure if there's nobody asking questions that we overseeing.
Definitely stick around for the ZBrush presentation. There's a lot of cool updates for you there.
Yeah.
I think it's ZBrush for iPad specific, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Cool. I love that.
All right. So friends, folks, very nice that you guys joining us today, guys and gals. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a fun update. Thank you so much for being with us. And again, if you have any input, if you want to say something, reach out to us, and we'll be glad to stay in touch with you. And I hope you all a very nice day, a very nice evening, a very nice start of the day wherever you are. Thank you so much for being part of Maxon family. And I wish you the best, and stay creative, stay inspired. And thank you so much for joining us today. Until next time, my name is Max, and Alex, and Chad.
Thank you all.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
See ya.